Hello everyone, welcome to the celebration of 20k on What a Shame Mary Jane. Welcome everyone, and I'm trying a new live stream app today, so please tell me if you are able to see me, to hear me, oh, I can see some comments coming. Hello everyone, I'm sorry for the 10 minutes delayed. I was live, but the app wasn't working for some reason. You know, me and technology is like the worst. Hello Joshua, hello Lawyerman, hello Auke, hello Jinai, hello Terry, hello Mike Ryder. Hello everyone, welcome to this celebration. So today, to celebrate, I thought about talking a little bit about the story of these 20k subscribers. So how did I get here? And especially, I'm not gonna talk about the whole entire channel, the whole story of the channel, because it would be too much. It's 2.5 years of work right now since I started this channel from scratch, but I'm gonna talk about a little bit about the last 10k, because I celebrated the first 10,000 subscribers. It happened 9 months ago, exactly at the very end of the year 2019. It was the very last days of December, and this week, I think it was Monday this week, I reached 20,000 subscribers. So I thought about telling you a little bit about what's behind the channel, what's behind the choice of the videos, what are my favorite videos lately, which ones are the most important for me, and you are gonna be able to ask me any question, of course. For this live stream, I'm gonna ask you to stick to channel related questions. So questions, if you have any curiosity about YouTube, how it works, how the life of a YouTuber is, whatever related to the channel and to the growth of a YouTube channel. As a location for this live stream, I chose a nice rooftop, because today in New York City, it's been kind of colder, chillier for the last couple of days, and today's luckily it's sunny, but it's only 20-21 degrees Celsius, so it's really not that hot. So even if it's midday, I hope I'm not gonna get sunburned or or I don't know, I'm not gonna melt down for the heat. And that's it. Let's see who is online. Auke says I'm fashionably late. Actually, I was here on time. It's just that the first live stream I started, nobody was seen. Like, I talked alone for 5 minutes, and then I realized that nobody was online, so that's it. Here I am late. Poiluate, hello. Takin no cheat. Hi. Hohenmeyer, nice to see you here. Horace from Alaska, wow. Cayman, hello. Daniel Zapico, Taxman81, hello. AJ, Perseo Eridano, hello, one of my earliest subscribers. Johnny Crash, good afternoon, one of my best patrons. Joshua Toapanta, Johnny Freeze, it's nice to see you here. B. Ross, congratulations, thank you. Din Din, thank you. Jinai Jane, Jain, is it an Indian name? I don't know. Congratulations, thank you. The Toscana Man, thank you for the congratulations. Jorge Valero, it's nice to see you here. Sebastian C, did you go on a date with Action Kid? No, I am married, Sebastian. Me and Action Kid are colleagues, YouTube partners. Robert, hello from Illinois. Hi there. The weather is beautiful here. Yes, the weather is beautiful here. Look at this sky. It's so blue with little white clouds. It's so beautiful. it was not like this morning, so it opened up right in time for the live stream, honestly. Okay, so I'm already getting questions about my journey on YouTube. Should I start answering? Yes, I will answer one or two, and then I will go on with something else, and then I will come back to you. Okay, so Janai Jane asks, why did you only choose YouTube? I guess you're referring to the fact that I'm mainly on YouTube and not other social media platforms. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook, but yeah, I'm not very active there. I use them mainly for private messaging. So there is a very specific reason why I chose YouTube and YouTube only. It's because it's the slowest platform of all. And by being slow, it also allows me to go more in depth in the topics that I talk about. This is really the number one reason, and probably the only reason why I privilege YouTube over all other platforms. Instagram especially is very popular these days, but I don't feel like I can talk in depth enough about what I want to talk about. I'm not able to spread my message properly on a platform where people there have such a short attention span. That's the reason. Here on YouTube, you can see I started with 10-15 minutes videos, but now I'm making even 40-50 minutes vlogs, and people watch the whole thing. And that's very important to me, because the things that I want to say, I cannot explain them in just 15 seconds or 60 seconds. You know, I need you to follow along me for a while before you understand the message that I try to spread. And that's why my subscribers, usually even the new ones, they start commenting after at least 3-4 videos that they watch from my channel, and that is very much appreciated by me, because if you just watch one video, or maybe even just one little part of a video, you might misunderstand what I mean. Sometimes I have strong opinions, but they are complex opinions. They are not very superficial and simple ones. So you're not able to understand them unless you follow me for a while, for a few minutes. Okay, let's go to the next one. Hello from Sweden. Wow, I love to hear greetings from all over the world. It's so beautiful. Okay, let me see. Mike Ryder says, let's go biking, seriously. LOL. Yes, we should. Actually, probably tomorrow I am gonna do a new bike trip in another borough in New York City with a special guest in my channel. Of course, I'm gonna make a vlog about it, so next week you can expect a very interesting biking trip on my channel with a special guest. Servus from Austria. Hello, Michael Haug. Don't know how to read your surname. Elisa52, complimenti, grazie. Nice to see you here, è bello vederti qui. Great location, K-Mang. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. I was thinking this week about several different possibilities for the location, but I think, you know, the skyline of Manhattan in a nice sunny day is unbeatable. D-Star, saw you with Ariel yesterday. Thank you for helping. It was a pleasure. Shout out to Ariel, my YouTube fellow YouTuber here in New York City. He has a channel called Urbanist. We did some collaborations on my channel too, and he took me with him yesterday. We shot a video together, a collaboration for his channel. So check out his channel in the next few days/weeks. You are gonna see me as a guest. And he also invited me very spontaneously with a live stream on his channel at the World Trade Center Memorial. So yesterday we were there because it was the 19th anniversary of the attacks to the Twin Towers. John P, 20K greetings from Buffalo, Niagara. Thank you. It's nice to see you. Yeah, nice to see you or hear from you. I don't know. Hello, QWERTY. Nice to see you here. Hello, Scott. These last two are my patrons. Håkon, hello from Sweden. Hello. Congratulations, complimenti. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bella Ross, hello. So she asked me, how do you get followers to YouTube? Is it by the title of your vlog? Good question. That's the hardest part in YouTube, especially at the very beginning when you start a channel from scratch, because the YouTube algorithm always seems to try to push you down as much as possible. So the hardest moment of my journey on YouTube has been my first 100 subscribers, like starting from zero. When I launched my channel, I had probably 16 among my friends, you know, and my family members, and then that was it. Then I worked my ass off to reach to 100, and it took me 6 long months. So how I get new subscribers, it's mainly from the titles of the videos and the thumbnails. So because people don't know you, when your video gets suggested by the YouTube algorithm, if you don't have a catchy thumbnail or a catchy title, and possibly both at the same time, nobody's gonna click on your video, because even if they see your face, they don't recognize you. So that's one thing. Second thing is put the right keywords in the title and in the tags of the video. So this is because people search certain things, like for example, how to grow a YouTube channel is one of common ones, or what to see. Well, there is a cat here, sorry. What to see in New York City when you visit, something like that. So if you use the right keywords in the title and your tags of the video, when people search for it, your video might appear in the first 20 results on YouTube. And at that point, you have to hope that someone is gonna click on your video and not on the first 19 and get to know you. That's how it works. Ruben Flores, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, thank you. Coffee on me, beautiful. Hello from the Upper East Side. Hello there. I'm on the Lower East Side here. Okay, let's go to the next question. Oh, Ken Leung or Loing or Leung, not sure how it's pronounced, in which language. He says, I especially like your episode about Evie loves New York City, which is I think the last video that I published on my channel, and I'm glad to hear this, and I decided to read especially this comment because I love that video too. It's a very important video in my channel, and I'm glad that you brought it up. You also can ask a question: when did you start posting to YouTube? I started to concretely work on YouTube in March 2018, and I started posting on I think it was the 16th of April 2018. So mid-April 2018 was my start, my beginning of my video posting on YouTube. Sorry, my broken English. Paolo Moronese, sono Paolo Polentini dall'Asti. Ciao Paolo, from Italy. Ciao Bolspeto, hello from Hungary, hello. Viklau asks, is that the Empire State Building in the back? You mean this one? No, this is the World Trade Center. This is called Liberty Tower. Auke asks, is it important for the algorithm that we react fast to a new video within 24 hours? Thanks for asking, Auke, one of my best patrons. Yes, it is actually, this is a great point. It is actually very important. So the reason why it's important that people not only subscribe to a channel, but also click the bell button for the notifications and actually allows notification on their mobile app is because if they get notified, they are more likely to click immediately on a video and watch it. And the way how the YouTube algorithm works is when you release a video, in the first hour of the video, let's say, they suggest your video to all your subscribers, especially the ones who have the notifications active, and that's like a test with the subscribers. If the subscribers click on the video, and especially if they watch the video till the end, that's gonna tell to the YouTube algorithm the fact that they like the video. So it's a way for the algorithm to know that it's an engaging video and other people might like it. So if I get a good engagement in the first hour to 3 hours of a video, YouTube is gonna suggest this video to many other people, also people who are not subscribed to the channel, and therefore might be able to become new subscribers to the channel. That's how it works. This is the first 1 to 3 hours, and then also in the first 24 hours in general, it's very important if you watch my videos, for example, because you communicate to the algorithm that you like this video, you feel attracted to the video, and you say to YouTube, okay, if you suggest this video to other people, they are very likely to click on it and watch it till the end, which means, unfortunately, for YouTube, it means that they are going to watch a lot of ads. And yeah, YouTube wants you to watch the ads because that's how they make money. So thank you for the question, Auke. That was very interesting. Let me see other comments. So many comments already. I'm starting to get overwhelmed. Hello Tick7. Tick7 is always very present on my channel. So hello, have a great day, you too. Thank you. Din asks, would you say collaborating with other YouTubers help your subscribers? I actually became a subscriber when you were on Action Kids video. Yes, thank you for the question. So yes, absolutely. That's one of the many reasons why we YouTubers tend to collaborate with each other. There are other reasons too, but also it's good for us to get new subscribers, because when you appear in someone else's channel, for example, those subscribers of the other channel are gonna see you, and if they feel like they might like you, they are gonna go in the description and look for the link to your channel. And that's how they get in contact with your videos for the first time. And if they watch 1 or 2 videos, they feel like they like your vibe, they are going to subscribe to your channel. Similar thing happens when somebody is a guest on your channel. So you are both able to give visibility to another colleague of yours. You are able to show that person to your audience. And also, for example, some people from their channel can visit your channel because their favorite YouTuber is on your channel. So you understand the mechanism. So collaborating is actually, I think, a very good technique to grow subscribers on YouTube and have more visibility in general. And in general, I must say, I love collaborating also for many other reasons, because being a YouTuber is kind of a lonely job. There's not many people around you who not only who work on YouTube like you, but also who understand what you're doing in your life. I got a super chat from Bella Ross. Thank you, $20. Wow, thank you, Bella Ross. I appreciate that. Let's see. Let me go back into the chat, or maybe not. Guys, a little bit of a disclaimer. I am not the best at following the chat and answering at the same time. I'm still learning, so please be patient with me. I'm learning, I'm practicing. That's why I try to make more live streams so I can practice. Now I'm gonna read the last comments. So when you see that I'm answering to a question, if you post the question in that moment, I'm probably not going to read it. You need to wait until I am at the end of my answer. Then I'm going to take a break from speaking and go to read. So, for example, Action Kids, sorry, I'm just going to say this last thing. For example, I'm sure that many of you came to my channel because I appeared on Action Kids channel. It was about 9 months ago, actually. Yes, in the winter. So thank you to Action Kid, because he brought me so many subscribers, actually. QWERTY asks, QWERTY from Germany, I often don't watch your videos in one piece, but I watch them in their entirety. Do the algorithms take this into account in the evaluation? So you mean that because my videos are so long, you don't watch them, like you watch them 10 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow? I think that's what I mean. What do you mean? So about the YouTube algorithm, not sure about this one. I know that if you watch, let's say I have a 20 minutes video. If you watch 3 minutes and then you click out of the video, that's gonna damage the channel, because it's a sort of a communication that you give to the YouTube algorithm that you didn't like the video. It was not engaging enough for you to keep watching it. And so, especially after the very first minutes of the video, I think it's a big message, negative message that you send to the algorithm. If you watch 10 minutes over 30, let's say, today, and 10 minutes tomorrow, and 10 minutes the other day, I don't think it's bad. I don't know. I usually, if I don't want to damage one of my favorite YouTubers, for example, what I do is I pause the video and I leave it open in a tab on my browser, and I go do my things, and the day after or 2 days later, when I'm ready to keep watching that video, I start again from that tab, so I don't close it. But I guess this just works with my method of using my browser. If you don't feel like keeping tabs open, don't worry, just click out on the video. Just try to not click out after the first minutes, because that's quite negative for the video itself, for the performance. Okay, I'm back. Rose B, congratulations for your 20K. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you love watching my videos. Toilet brush salesman, I see, came on the chat. Welcome. And Judith Hinton too. One of my patrons and also one of my neighbors here in New York City is Judith. Libero Moretti, ciao da Bergamo, ciao! Dall'Italia. Someone asked, Bruno Francesco Umbro asks, come faccio ad imparare l'inglese come il tuo? Help me please. He asked in Italian, how can I learn English like you? This is a good question that I'm gonna answer in a second, briefly. And Alejandro Ortega asks, with how much can I support you in Patreon? Can I support you on Patreon? Okay, so 2 questions that I'm gonna answer very briefly. For the English learning question, the answer is very simple, just practice. Practice, practice, practice. Don't get too much obsessed with taking lessons. It's good to take lessons, especially for the grammar, because the grammar, you are not able to really learn it properly just by practicing English. You need to have some structure, and speaking without having the grammar basis is not cool, guys. I think it's really bad. But other than that, when you have the basis of the grammar, which I think most of the schools in the world nowadays teach to the kids, then really the trick is practicing. Go to other countries which don't have to be English-speaking countries. They can be any country in the world where they can speak a little bit of English, and just speak. Make yourself ridiculous. That's also another good advice that I can give. Make yourself ridiculous when you speak English, because sometimes we feel blocked because we are afraid of humiliating ourselves in front of others. That's not the case. Other people are not gonna hear you in a ridiculous way if you talk weird in English. It's just your perception. So that's it. The other question was, with how much can you support me on Patreon? For who doesn't know, Patreon is a page that I linked in the description of this live stream, and it's special supporters club, let's say private club of my channel, where if you are a real fan of my channel, if you really believe in the message that I'm trying to spread, you can go there and you can support me with a monthly donation. And the donations start from $1, because that's the minimum that the platform allows me to. Otherwise, for me, would be from 1 cent up. And whatever you want. The amount of money that you donate to me on Patreon is really, I would like to say free, because that's how we say in Italian, but then people told me that free donation in English is oxymoron, because free means that you don't have to pay for it. Well, free in the sense that you can choose how much you want. I have no tiers on my Patreon page. This is a very specific decision that I made at the beginning of my Patreon page. I don't want Patreon to be a shop for extra content. I don't want to sell anything to you. I just want you to be able to support me in a very consistent way, so that you allow me to make a living monthly with a small sum of money. So from $1 up, whatever you want is very well accepted. Let's go on with other questions. Alejandro Ortega asks, can you do more videos on budget? I haven't done them in a while. I think because I've done so many of them at the very beginning of my channel. I was trying to, as I was explaining before, I thought that would be a good keyword to attract new subscribers. So I kept making videos about how to live on a budget, how to travel on a budget, how to visit New York City on a budget, how to visit Norway on a budget. Because it's something, I think it's a very good skill that I have. I can spend very little money to live without having anything essential to miss in my life. So if I get more requests about making more budget videos, I'm gonna make them. I'm just not sure that is what people like to watch. But I love making those videos because I love to share my skills about living on a budget, because I think it's very important in this consumistic society to be able to live on a budget, because I think we believe too often that money is what makes you happy, money is what enrich your life, money is what will make you feel achieved. I don't think that's the case. That's one of the main messages that I am trying to spread with this channel, also with the vlogs that I make. The fact that I can have a blast just by taking my bicycle, which is free. I mean, I made a small investment at the beginning, and then it's always free, and just bike around a place and, you know, pack a little sandwich that I prepared at home, not even have to spend $50 on a lunch, you know. These are the kind of things that I try to show to you. Oh my God, guys, I'm gonna show you that there is a cat on this rooftop. I don't know who belongs to. Hello? He's hiding. Can you see him? It's a great, gigantic, fat cat. Who are you? Now he's hiding underneath the chair. I'm sorry. If he comes out, I'm gonna show him to you. Kind of weird. Smelly Sheets asks, hi, will you collab with Action Kid again? I enjoyed your collabs with him, and that's how I found you both. Nice to hear that, because a new collaboration with Action Kid is actually going to come pretty soon. It's already planned, so it's just about waiting time for filming and editing the video. Judith, love your biking videos, MJ. I'm very glad to hear. I love making my biking videos, to be honest. Bella Rosk, a question related to my channel as well. Do you find it hard to come up with new content for your vlogs? That's a good question, because I find so many videos on YouTube titled "How to Get Unstuck if you don't have new ideas for your videos," how to get new ideas for your stuff like that. No, I never have problems finding new ideas for my videos. In fact, I have the opposite problems. I have too many ideas for my videos and not enough time to develop all of them, because you know, I am one person. I don't have a team that supports me, that can help me edit my videos, find the ideas, find the places to shoot them, script them, and so on. So it's not a problem for me. Pedro Gaspar, love your food related collabs. Oh, nice to hear. I should do more of them, actually. I think I can say it, it's not a secret. I actually shot one yesterday, food related collab for Ariel's channel, so Urbanist. So please go check out Urbanist channel in the next days, because I'm gonna be a guest in a food related collab. Owen Meyer, you always have something to say. Yes. I guess it's good if I'm live streaming alone, so that I don't need someone to talk to entertain you. Yes, I can talk a lot, although I consider myself a pretty introvert person in reality. Let's see other questions. I'm gonna privilege the YouTube related questions. Actually, you know, oh wait, I have a super chat. Johnny Crash, hello, thank you for the super chat. Wow, sorry, I think I missed it. Congrats on reaching 20K. Let's keep this Mary Jane train rolling. Next stop, 30K. Oh my God, thank you so much. I love this comment. Thank you, Johnny Crash. One of my patrons, by the way, one of my oldest ones. And actually, I have my computer here. And I was thinking about going through my videos of the last 9 months, so from 10K to 20K, and tell you a little bit how I chose them, since it was also a question that came up into the chat right now. So you can go in the description of this live stream, and I think the last link is the one with the list of all my videos, and that's the page that I have here. And I'm gonna quickly just make a recap of the videos that have been happening on my channel for the last months. So starting from the 10K subs special, that's a video that I shot and I published on the I shot and edited and published that video on the 31st of December 2019. It was the very last day of the year because I just reached 10K, and it's titled "What's Behind My Videos and How Much." And I cannot read the second part of the title. That video, by the way, many people in the last few months have texted me or commented other videos referring to that video. Which is the one where I was shooting during the sunrise in the countryside with the mountains on the background. That's how you refer to that video usually when you text me. That's my hometown. And that specific place where I shot that video is one of my favorite places on earth. It screams home for me. So yeah. So I shot that video, and I actually rewatched it this week when I reached 20K, because yeah, it was so interesting to re-listen to myself talking about my plans for the future, for the 2020 especially, my travel plans, which never happened. And yeah, in general, my plans about especially opening a Patreon page. So at this point I had no Patreon page. Sorry, it's getting hot. I had no Patreon page, and I was in this specific moment, December last year, I was struggling with my financial situation, because in November I started to exclusively focus onto my videos, onto improving the quality of my videos and making enough videos consistently for my channel. And I was focusing more on looking for new little jobs to do on the side to earn money to actually survive. So I ended up for 2 months not having any job and not having also many savings left. And at the same time, it was a while that I was thinking about starting a Patreon page. And so this video is when I talked about this intention of starting a Patreon page for the very first time. At this point, I was editing and publishing gradually the videos of a trip, the vlogs of a trip that I took from France to Germany to Switzerland to Italy, coming home for Christmas. It was a road trip. If you haven't watched it, don't watch it now, because you're gonna want to travel and it's not the best time to travel now. No, I don't know, I was joking. So basically, after I finished to publish this series of travel vlogs, I decided to focus my energies on building a Patreon page. And so I did, and less than 1 month later, I think it was the 19th of January, I actually launched my Patreon page, and that was a huge deal. By the way, with this app, I can add little images. So this is the video, my 10K subscriber special, which so many of you loved, by the way. It was an experiment, but I guess it worked. This is the series of vlogs, of travel vlogs, which is my very last travel in a classical sense, last series that I made before the pandemic. And then I made, this vlog was very spontaneous. It had so much success. I didn't plan on making it. It was just my first day of the new year, my usual kind of routine that I do on the 1st of January of every year. And then actually I published also these 2 videos. For all of you who constantly ask me about where you come from, how is your hometown, does your hometown look like, and stuff like that, these 3 videos here are perfect to discover that. Because the first one is shot really in my hometown, and no, the second one too, and the third one is shot in an area very close to my hometown. Okay, I'm gonna close this. And then what happened later is this. This extremely important video for my YouTube career. Because when I launched my Patreon page with this video, it was the 19th of January, I believe, my life changed basically. I would have never expected so many people to join so quickly and donating such relatively big amounts. But I was able in like a couple of months to reach the quantity of money that I need to live, which is $500 per month. I live on $500 per month. That's my minimum money to live quite comfortably, let's say. It's still very tight, but I can work with that, even in expensive places like New York City. And yeah, that's where my life changed, because from now on I was able to stop worrying and being feeling the pressure and being stressed about finding jobs on the side of YouTube that would earn me money. And I started focusing exclusively on Patreon. And that's why I want to today say an official thank you to my patrons, and especially the first ones. And I have here, let's see if I can. So I have here the list of my very first patrons. So I'm gonna read now only the first name, because I don't know if they want me to say publicly their last name as well. I'm gonna read the names of the patrons who made a pledge on my Patreon page in the very first day that I launched. So they immediately made a pledge. And yeah, let me read. Richard, Charles, Mark, Boaz, Phil, Auke, Tom, Suzanne, Laura, Alionur, Cayman, David, Teresa. Sorry, I was reading. Okay. No. I made a mistake here. No, there we are. I lost the page. What happened? No. No! What am I going to do now? You have to understand that I have no internet here, obviously. There is no Wi-Fi. No! Why are you doing this to me, Patreon? Oh my God. I wanted to thank you publicly. I read only the half of my first patrons. What am I going to do now? I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna think about something in the meantime. I'm gonna go on with answering questions. I'm so pissed. Okay, let's read. I'm gonna read other questions. Mike Ryder asks, does it cost money to start a Patreon page? No, it doesn't cost any money. How Patreon earns money is by taking a percentage of our pledges, I think. So I think they take 5% of the money that people donate to me. Alfred, lots of love from Slovenia. Nice, my neighbors back in Italy. Happy celebrating. Thank you, Alfred. Gian Alfredo, is your Patreon page online already? What is the name? Have you already shared? Gian Alfredo, I launched my Patreon page 9 months ago, and yes, it's online. You can go check it out. The link is in the description of this live stream, but it's also www.patreon.com/whatashamemaryjane. Very easy. Kuka channel from Rome, hello. Arnelg67, Mary Jane, why do you prefer living in New York City? Europe is so much more beautiful, in my opinion. Yes, in my opinion too. Sorry, yeah, maybe I should answer to this question. I don't prefer living in New York City. I would rather be in Europe like 1,000 times. I'm living in New York City at the moment because I met a person that became my boyfriend here, who lives here, and he cannot move because his business is here. And then during the pandemic, I had to choose whether I should have quarantining in New York City or in Europe somewhere. And I thought if I cannot travel anyways, it's better that I, stay with my boyfriend. I felt inside that I wanted to stay with my boyfriend rather than staying in a beautiful place in Europe somewhere. So that's why I stayed here and we got married. Taxman81 says, now that you've mastered English, you're going to have to learn how to speak Texan. Honestly, I would be very curious to hear Texan speaking. I think dialects are very fascinating. I don't know if it's a dialect. I think it's more like a way of speaking, cadenza in Italian. But yeah, one day I hope I will visit Texan and maybe I will learn some Texan expressions. Someone asks, Saire asks, how old are you? I am 30 years old. Alan L, hello Alan, nice to hear you here. Ashtrayani asks, have you had any carbonara with cream and parsley lately? Just because I'm in New York City, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna eat bad food with purpose. No, I didn't. Alex Souza, when you say you can live with 400 in New York City, it's 500. How do you do about the place? Because clearly it's not possible to rent a place with that money. Very good point, Alex. Thank you for asking. First of all, it's 500 because 500 is already very tight for New York City to live on, but it's doable. 400, I've never tried. I think I would starve a little bit with 400. Very good point about the rent. I don't pay rent, neither here nor in any place where I go. That's why I'm also able to live for so little money, which doesn't mean that people should do the same. I don't try to spread the message that you can live without paying the rent or anything like that. But it's a decision that I made years ago when I decided to travel full time. So around 3 years ago, I was in front of a decision. Should I get a place and keep paying rent for a place to stay in one point in this world? Well, this was the normal decision that I would have made, right? No, I didn't want to do that. I felt inside of me that I would have been constantly not completely satisfied of my life if I would have just stayed in one place. And so for me, there was obviously for my budget, it was not a matter of either staying in one place and traveling for holidays like everyone does, and staying in one place and travel for long periods of time, because I didn't have enough money to pay your rent in one place and then travel for like 5 months a year, you know? So I just decided to delete the part of my life that has stability and safety and comfort, which is the part where you pay a rent for staying in an apartment comfortably, and rather just spend all my money into traveling. And yeah, that's the explanation why I don't pay rent. And when I stopped here in New York City in order to stay with my boyfriend/husband, I still think about sharing the rent with him, half and half, but I just think it doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't even stay here if I had to pay rent, because I could stay with my family in Italy and I wouldn't need to pay a rent because the real estate that we have there, it's ours. We don't pay rent. So that's the reason. My husband would pay the same exact rent even if I wasn't here. So that's why I'm not gonna share it with him. Not that it's any of your business, by the way. I'm kidding. Okay, I got super chats. Wait. 50 pounds by HB. Hello. Wow. MJ, much love from Kuwait. I don't know how the pronunciation is in English. In Italian it would be Kuwait. You're a truly pleasant person. Wishing you the very best. Thank you so much, HB. I don't even know your name, just your initials probably. Thank you so much. That's a massive super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, let me read other. Sudanshu Sengar asked, where am I from? I'm from the northeast of Italy, from the countryside. Bella Ross suggests, see if you can pull up history to get your page back without internet. Thank you for the suggestion. I'm gonna try now. Thank you. If you have any other suggestion, please do it, because I'm clearly very bad at these kind of things. No, I need internet. I don't know if I should. I'm so sorry about this. Oh, another super chat. Texman 81, 20 bucks. Thank you so much. Oh my god, I appreciate it. After this video, go listen to that 1962 song by the Drifters, Up on the Roof. Yeah, I will. I don't know the song, but it has a very proper title. Chris Pokorny, the transparency of talking about the way of living as a traveler is refreshing to hear. Glad you found someone so caring. Thank you. I'm glad. I hope, some people that know me and that are following this channel are gonna later today are going to call me or text me and tell me, why do you tell all this private business publicly? Why do you share all these private things about your money? Especially, Americans might not understand this, but in Europe it's really not a thing to talk about how much money you make, how much money you live on, stuff like that. It's considered rude to talk about it in public. And by in public, I don't mean just publicly, like openly like this, but also in your family, for example. Unless you're really talking, to your close family members and privately, you don't really say how much money you make. It's considered very rude because either you make more money than the other people that are listening and then you're gonna make them feel bad or inadequate, or you make less money and then you are going to feel inadequate. I don't know. Yeah, we don't talk about money. But for me, it's a different situation. I don't usually say how much I live with my friends, unless they ask me or we are talking about that topic. But in this channel, that's part of the message that I want to spread. I want to let people know that it's possible to live with dignity, with little money, that you don't need big money to be happy. I am not a person who lives on the street and does not have a change of clothes and stuff like that. I have my own style of clothes. I live happily and I don't have much. That's the message that I want to spread. What should I read now? Ok, Giulio Lirico, I'm just gonna read the last comments. Hai mai fatto un Baccaro tour? Have you ever done a Baccaro tour? This is like a tour of the osterias in Venice. Baccari are the typical osterias of Venice. By the way, I think he's referring to my Venice series, which I just started to make on this channel and in February, so right before the pandemic, and then I had to stop, but it's gonna continue right when I am able to go back to Italy. I've never done a Baccaro tour, but I have visited a couple of Baccaros. You can find a couple of Baccaros of osterias. You can find I have the screenshot of my Venice videos. There you go. These are my Venice videos. Can you see them? Yes. So starting from the bottom, that's actually a visit to a Venetian very old Baccaro, which I all suggest to watch this video. I really loved it. It's also the one that has most of the views. I really liked it. And then I visit old family run bakery. That's the second video from the bottom. You can see the image that I put here, right? Because this is a new feature. Then the famous Vivaldi concert that I tried to film while trying to hide my camera. Many of you like that one. Then this little video, meaning of the street signs in Venice, I suggest it to anyone who is going to visit Venice because it's a very interesting information that I give about the street signs, which are in Venetian dialect, so you are not able to understand them usually. And then the first two on the top of the videos are the same video, but I published it first and then I realized that it was low quality. There was something wrong with it, so I republished it and made private the first one. And it's a visit to a fish restaurant, very local one in Venice. That's it. let's go on. Gesboro. Giulio Lirico. That's a Venetian expression. Riccardo Congiu, ciao! Ho scoperto per caso il tuo canale e ne sono rimasto piacevolmente sorpreso. Video fatti bene ed interessanti. Complimenti davvero, saluti dalla Sardegna. Riccardo is just giving me congratulations for my channel, that he just discovered it, and he says greetings from Sardinia, which is a most beautiful island in Italy. I wish I was there now. Derek Alabi, another question. This is not meant to be an offensive question, but why would you marry someone based in New York City if you prefer living somewhere in Europe as opposed to New York City? Very interesting questions, because I ask myself the same thing all the time. I ask myself the same thing all the time. It's just that things happen, you know. I just met this person and I thought it would have been a nice brief encounter, you know, and then we would have gone forward with our lives. But we kept hearing from each other, you know. Nowadays you can text from all over the world. So that's how it happened that the next time that I came to New York City, we kept meeting each other, we kept seeing each other, and you know, one thing after the other, then we were in a relationship at a certain point. We actually decided to be in a relationship. This is okay. I don't know if this is an interesting point. Also, I wanted this video to stick to my YouTube channel, and this is more a personal question. Okay, I keep getting questions about my marriage, so I'm gonna keep answering to this one. So the way that I'm living my life since a few years is very specific. I try to live as much in the present as I can, which means to make the decisions based on what I feel at the moment, which seems like a very naive way of living, and I strongly believe that it's not. Before these last few years, I lived my entire life by planning my future, okay? So that's what my parents taught me. You have to think about your future, you have to plan your life, plan what you're gonna do, and stuff like that. And I was constantly with my mind onto my future. And when I was coming to making decisions that would affect also my present life, because any decision affects your present life, right? I was not making them based on how they would affect my present life, but I was making these decisions based on how they would affected my future life. The problem with this way of thinking, and I realized it only, again, a few years ago, is that you don't know how your future life is gonna look like. You can imagine it, sure. You can somehow visualize it. But things happen, and sometimes you just cannot stick to your plan. Your plan might not work. So at that point, basing your decisions only about your future is kind of stupid. Because if your future changes in comparison to what you thought it would have been, then you are stuck with the decision that you took. So it's better, in my opinion, to make decisions based on how you feel in that moment and based on how they're gonna affect your present life or your close future. Because present life, what does that mean? What is the present moment? So that's how I also decided to start a relationship with this person that I was just seeing, that I was dating, Americans will say. I just thought, how would you feel if you started a relationship with him now, and how would you feel if you stopped seeing him? Hello, random New York City helicopters. Yeah, and at that moment I strongly felt that I would have felt much happier if I went on with the relationship. That's it. And I did the same kind of thinking process with the marriage. I had to decide, okay, are you going back to Italy and probably not be able to see your boyfriend for the next 9 months to whatever? Or you'd rather get married and live here at least until you can travel again? You know what I decided, because I'm here. Okay, that's it. I think I got a new super chat, did I? Yes, I did. I'm sorry I get a little bit later, but I get there. BBan44, thank you for the super chat. Wow, 20 bucks. And the James Taylor version of Up on the Roof is a great one also. Check it out and keep up the great content. Thank you very much. I will. I guess this afternoon I have music to listen to discover. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, I will read the last comments now. Woo! The cat is here. Can you see him? Whatever, I don't know. Maybe it's from someone who lives here. Hopefully. Sorry. Let me read one question. Bella Ross, okay. When I come to New York City, I will be vlogging for solo female travelers. Oh, you're starting to vlog, Bella? I don't know if you have other videos on your channel already, but I don't see a picture on your username. That's why I suppose that you weren't a YouTuber yet. Beyond couchsurfing, would you suggest to do the cheap foods and thing to do in different boroughs in one blog, or do separate blogs? So is this a suggestion, an advice that you are asking me for your channel? Don't get it exactly. Okay, I'm gonna ask and read another question, because I'm gonna wait for that one. It wasn't clear. Henry Peterson says the present is about 3 seconds long. I read it in an article some years ago. The perceived present time, that is. Sorry, the chat keeps moving. In physics, there really isn't an objective present time, they say. Yes, Henrik, nice observation. That's what I meant. I studied philosophy, and that's what we study too, right? The fact that the present moment, how long is it, if you think about it? And also, what is the present moment, and what differentiates the present from the past and the future? If you really think in these terms, then the present is just the encounter of the past and the future, right? And then how long is this encounter? It doesn't have a length. So that's what the physics says, that the present moment doesn't really exist, because it's just that infinitely tiny encounter, moment of encounter between present and future. That's it. That's all the metaphysics that you're gonna get, because otherwise I start talking about it and I never stop. Chris Pocorn, okay. Bella Ross, should I keep vlogging to one topic or incorporate more into it? Chris Pocorni. I think Bella is asking if she should do one vlog for each place restaurant or have a bunch of food reviews compiled into one vlog. Okay, so to answer to this, it really depends on the objective of your video, and also I would say at what point you are in your YouTube path, YouTube journey, because I was saying earlier, I was explaining how people discover your channel, right? So when you are starting to grow your channel and you have literally 0 subscribers, nobody or almost nobody is gonna watch your channel unless you have something that hooked them up, which is usually good title, good thumbnail, and keywords in the title and the tags that are searchable from other people, that people usually search for, so that your video is gonna appear in the search result. So if you're starting to grow a channel from 0, my suggestion is to divide the things, so you can attract the viewer by the name of the restaurant in the title, for example, or something like that. But yeah, if you have a bigger channel, for example, what happens to me now, I have, which I'm very grateful for, by the way, I have people watching my videos no matter what type of content I do, no matter how bad, how uncatchy the thumbnail and the title are, which again, I appreciate very much because I've been to the other place, you know? And so I don't have to stick to having catchy titles anymore. So I can compile more restaurants, more experiences, more things in one vlog. I hope that answers. Jay Wiesel, can you do Italian language vlogs? I could, but I don't have a big Italian audience, so if I was doing them in Italian, then nobody would understand. Stephanie, hello, welcome. Stephanie is helping me to manage the chat. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. As always, I get stuck. Stephanie says, congratulations, thank you very much. You're not that late to the party, don't worry. Also, how many people are watching now? Is 150? Gigi, welcome. You are not late. We are still here, just chatting. Alex asks, do you speak any other languages besides English and Italian? Yes, I speak German, and I speak not very fluently, but I speak my regional language, Friulan. Judith has to leave. She's also helping me managing the chat. I talk to you soon. Yes, thank you for stopping by. Okay, someone is discussing about internal things. I'm not gonna read that. Gian Alfredo, okay, question. I'm gonna read this question. Couchsurfing. You said answering me that you do not share your nickname. Oh yes, you asked me in the other day in a comment of my video, I remember. So hosts and guests can only meet you by chance, maybe not even knowing you are a relatively known video maker, isn't it? Yes, so Gian Alfredo asked me what's my nickname on Couchsurfing the other day, and I answered him that I don't have a What a Shame Mary Jane public profile on Couchsurfing. I only have my personal private profile, and I don't share that one because for safety reasons. Yeah, I think, do you understand if I say for safety reasons? I mean, Couchsurfing, it can be pretty dangerous, and if somebody knows you because you are a sort of a public figure, which is what I am at the moment, I guess, they can, they can trick you. I don't know. I'm not gonna share my public Couchsurfing for sure. Okay, Mr. Top 5, any future plans to visit the UK after COVID issue? Would be good to see you review our terrible food. Oh my god. I'm not gonna comment on the food. I don't usually make big travel plans, and for sure now I'm making even smaller travel plans. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to travel again, since I decided, which turned out to be the best decision possible, to get married and file for the green card here. That means that for a few months now I'm gonna be stuck in the United States, which is something that probably I haven't made public yet on my channel. Yeah, so even if I wanted to, I couldn't travel at the moment abroad. But also, as I was saying in my last week's live stream, I wouldn't travel by airplane anyways right now, because I'm trying to not give the bad example that it's okay to travel by airplane right now just for pleasure, because it's really not necessary right now to take an airplane to travel if you just want to go on holiday somewhere. And it's actually damaging for the current pandemic situation, because as many of you know, the airline companies are not sticking to the rules when it comes to social distancing and safety rules. So I don't think they deserve our money. Oh, interesting question by Ale Pix. I discovered your channel recently and I'm really enjoying your videos, especially your bike tours. Thank you. I really liked your one about the EV Loves New York City video, which is the last video that you can find on my channel. Do you plan to do other social documentaries like this one? Very good question. I actually do. Let me see if sorry, did I went away? Just 1 second. So I haven't really planned yet, but I have other ideas in my mind about similar content, like social related content in New York City. So yes, you can expect something similar in the future. Thank you, Stephanie, because I see you are moderating my chat and you're helping me out, which is very much needed. Also, another interesting question was by Chris Pokorny. After COVID ends, do you have any ambitions to visit other US cities or states? So much unique culture and content to produce in each city. Yes, I agree. And there might be some spicy news on this channel in the next few weeks and months. So stay tuned for that. I'm not gonna reveal more because there's gonna be a time for revelations. someone mentioned my food vlog videos. There is this one that I made. This was I think the very last video I made pre-pandemic, that I made with Ariel Urbanis, which I have mentioned before in this live stream. So if you want to check out a food-related content, this is a great one. And then I started making videos about the pandemic, which this one was the first one. Coronavirus, world's first infodemic. Yes, so I did this video in March, obviously, when the pandemic was still going on, mainly in China and Italy. Not even in Italy, it was probably still starting in Italy, but in the United States it was really something that people wasn't even imagining. And this video in particular is just addressing the media problem that the pandemic caused. So it doesn't address the pandemic itself. It's about the infodemic, which is a very problematic topic in the new media world. So the fact that nowadays everyone has access to spreading news thanks to the internet. And it has nothing to do with the sickness, with the disease itself, okay? It's not, I do that disclaimer in that video, but some people still misunderstood the content of the video. And then I started making other videos. This is the content that I did during the quarantine, guys. Starting from the bottom up, that's the chronological order. So the first video I made addressing the condition of being quarantined was this: how not to panic and stay mentally healthy in difficult times, the one with the red thumbnail. And I was quarantining at home, and I started thinking, okay, I cannot make travel videos anymore. I have a travel channel. What can I do that is useful to the people? And one thing that I think I am better than other people at is keeping cool blood, we say in Italian, which means keeping calm in moments where you might be taken by panic and fear. And so I made this video with some tips about how to stay calm in that situation, because everybody was panicking around me and I felt a lot of anxiety from the people. And then I made this other video about 10 actually useful things to do while at home quarantining. Because I was seeing all these videos from other YouTubers about things to make while being stuck at home, but they were not really very practical and not practical. They were not useful things. They were really activities to kill time. And I felt so bad about it, because I thought, okay, maybe these people are not understanding that we're gonna be in this situation for a while. It's not gonna be just 1 week or 2 weeks. And I thought this is the perfect moment to do something actually useful that usually you don't have time to do. So let's make some examples of these activities. That was the tone of that video. And then I did my very first live stream on this channel, which was the day before New York City went on lockdown. I decided to go on the streets and show you how the East Village was, the neighborhood where I live, right before the pandemic. And it was a big success. That's why I decided to keep doing live streams. Let me see some comments. Is it all okay? You're talking about Friuli, nice. I like that. And then the third video from the top that you can see in this image is one of my favorite ones that I did. Probably my favorite one that I did during the pandemic. It's called "I've Always Had a Little Dream for This World." And you can see that this video didn't perform well. It doesn't have a lot of views because it's a short video, which means that you cannot put many ads on it, and therefore the YouTube algorithm doesn't push it, doesn't advertise it, you know. That's why it didn't perform well. You see that there are not many views, but I think it's a very good video, and I think if you haven't yet, you should watch it. It's just 2 minutes, really. You definitely should watch it. Then I did another live stream, also from my apartment, because I thought, okay, at this point, what can I do to improve people's lives in this difficult moment when they are stuck at home? And I thought, let's do live streams, because we can just chat and spend some time together, and I have this good quality that I can keep positive even in moments of stress. So that's what this live stream was about. And then my famous video about the Italian quarantine experience, told directly by my family, because I kept seeing around me here in New York City that people they wasn't really understanding how serious the situation was. And it was a difficult time for me being an Italian here, I must say, because it was a situation where it was like living in a bubble where everybody around me was going around with ham on their eyes, we say in Italian. It's like they were not able to see what was going on in the world. And I was, because I had direct contact with my Italian friends and family who were telling me, look, even people who were working at the hospital. So it was not like I had direct experience, direct narration about what was happening. And on the contrary, for 2-3 weeks here in New York, while the epidemic was spreading around Italy, it was a big chaos. Here, everyone was going on with their lives like nothing was happening. And so I decided to make this video, especially because I discovered that many people knew about what was happening in Italy through the news here, but they believed that the news were manipulating the images. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give my contribution. Let's see if somebody is gonna listen to me. And actually many people thanked me for that video. Okay, let's go on with I am gamer. Hi, read my message, please. I am gamer. I read your message, but I didn't read it out loud because this video is about my YouTube journey. So I'm trying to give priority to questions related to the theme of this video. You're asking me about tourist advice questions. You can just text me privately and I'm gonna answer to you. Jürgen Lilien, he's late to the party, but please let me congratulate you to the 20,000 subscribers. You deserve it all. All the best for you and take care. Thank you so much, Jürgen. I appreciate it. Kiki, please send positive thoughts to us here in Oregon. I send you all positive thoughts to you in Oregon. Someone asked where I am. I think the background is pretty clear. I am in Manhattan, New York City. This is the Freedom Tower, World Trade Center. Taxman81 likes when I talk with my hands. That's Italian, yes, I guess so. Gigi, you ask, c'è qualcuno che parla italiano? Is there something that is speaking English, Italian? I don't know. John Manzo is in the chat. Hello, John. John is another one of my Patreons, and I have, I think, two private messages from you on Patreon. I know I received them yesterday. I haven't had time to read them yet, but I will. I also recommend some of her older videos traveling. traveling around Europe and about her home in Italy. She's from the northeastern corner of Italy, a region we don't hear much about. Yes, John, thank you very much for your comment. Many people ask me where I'm from exactly in Italy. I have videos on my channel about it. Actually, I think I made a playlist that I put on the homepage of my channel where I collected videos from my region. Audio, I watch people live streaming travel on Twitch. Have you ever thought of that platform? Yes, I'm not super familiar, but I know about Twitch. It's another live streaming platform. I'm not sure I want so many external people from my channel to see my live streams. I was talking about this with Ariel yesterday, Ariel Urbanist, a fellow YouTuber, about the fact that I spent the first 2 years of my channel working my ass off to grow my audience, because that's what you want to do when you start from 0 subscribers. Nobody is watching you. And actually, I constantly wondered, where should I stop? Like, I keep growing, but where should I stop? Where am I going to be satisfied? And I always thought my goal is to be able to sustain myself financially through YouTube, so that I can focus exclusively on YouTube and not have to have a parallel job. Well, I thought that goal would have, that moment would have arrived at 100,000 subscribers for some reason. That was the number, 100K. But I reached that moment this January, February, this past winter, thanks to my patrons who started supporting me monthly with small or bigger donations on my Patreon page. And therefore, this spring, I started thinking, wow, I don't have to just focus on growing my channel anymore. I can now just, focus on making the content that I love and that spreads better the type of messages that I try to spread, the type of values and principles that I want to communicate to the people. Because as I said at the very beginning of this live stream, when you are trying to attract new subscribers, you have to do type of videos that are very specific. They have very specific titles and thumbnails and keywords. That's all about the algorithm. But now I don't care about growing that much. And on the contrary, I'm very, very happy about the situation that I'm in right now, because I am able to answer to all the personal emails that I receive from you guys, to answer to all the comments that I receive on my videos on my channel, both the new videos and the past videos, because I still receive comments on the videos that I made 2 years ago, and I still answer to all the comments. And I'm able to spend time with you individually also, which is something that I love. And I'm a bit afraid of when I am going to grow too much, so that I'm gonna have too many people to interact with. That's it. So that's the answer to the question about, have you thought about streaming on Twitch? Yes, I've thought about it, but on Twitch I would get much more external people, which I'm not sure I want, because I would attract more trolls as well, and more people who cannot place me in a context. They just hear 3 minutes of me talking and they are gonna misunderstand me, because that's inevitable. That's the answer. Mike at Car, to make money on YouTube, you need lots of views, not large followers. Very true, and it's actually imprecise. You don't need a lot of views, you need a lot of watch time. Because if you have a lot of views, but all those views are just a few seconds long, that damages your channel actually. Yes, but by making money on YouTube, you mean money from AdSense, which means from the ads that Google puts on the videos. Well, that kind of making money on YouTube is actually only reserved to people who have millions of subscribers or millions of views on their videos, because it's very, very little amount of money that we get for each thousands of videos that have an ad. That's the answer. Andy Cino, ciao Mary J. Come si dice a New York? Daje! Si dice daje! Bella Ross, how do you keep trolls on YouTube? Do you just ignore the comments from them during live streams? Well, I don't get that many trolls. When I get comments that I understand they are not intended in a good way, they are not from someone that I recognize the username because they comment on my channel, I just ignore them. That's why it's also extra difficult to follow the chat in the live streams. I just want to continue a little bit with my journey on YouTube these past few months. So these are more videos from the quarantine time. I did this multi-channel collaboration with other 4 YouTubes from New York City that you all know very well, I'm sure, about what they were doing at the moment. This was also an attempt to entertain you guys during the quarantine period. I thought people like to see other YouTubers on the channel, so let's give them this. And this sense of guilt for what is a video that not all of you can see. In fact, is dedicated to my patrons, and it's one of those videos that I put on my Patreon page. Here there was another live stream with music and movie suggestions and TV series suggestion and other chats and other entertaining moments. And then I made a video, how has New York City changed during the lockdown. From my apartment, I was describing what I could see in that 1 or 2 times per week that I was going to grocery shopping, because I was really self-isolating in my apartment in that moment. Among the Kiki00, among the countries you've been, which one was your favorite? I don't really have a favorite country. Every country has its own specific things. So, yeah. Then let's go on. Then the 20th of April arrived. It was my birthday, and for the 2nd year in a row I was very far away from all my family and my close friends. So it was actually Ralph, one of my patrons, who suggested me to do a live stream to celebrate my birthday. And I thought it was a brilliant idea, so I did, and it ended up being a big success. I absolutely loved celebrating with you. You gave me so much emotional support and love. Thank you for that. It was very nice celebrating with you. And I also, the day before of my birthday, I shot and edited and published this other video, my message to people in their 20s, because it was my very last day in my life that I was in my 20s. I was 29, and I thought, you know what? It's a decade that is gone, and there are so many other people who are living in the same decade right now, and might benefit from the little wisdom that I gained in these past 10 years. So let's collect that wisdom, that little wisdom, in a video. And actually, I'm very glad to receive many personal emails and texts about this video from 20 and something years old or 30 and something years old. I'm very happy about that. So this was April, and then in April there has been a big news on my channel because I finally decided to start making cooking videos. Again, this was one of those new ideas that I had to come up during the quarantine because my channel couldn't be about travel anymore. So I decided to make cooking videos, which is one of my biggest passions in life, cooking. And the only issue was that my boyfriend at the time, had just moved to a new apartment in the same building, which didn't have the connection with gas for the stove. So I ended up being without the real proper kitchen, without an oven and without the stove. So I managed in the end to do this first cooking video, and it was very funny how I set up everything, because it was, I don't know if you can tell from the video, probably not, but it was very complicated to set up everything. And that's why I made a video about how I set up that video, which you can find on Patreon, on my Patreon page, behind the scenes of my cooking video. That's it. Let's read some questions. By the way, can you still see my face, or the sun is behind me so you can only see in the background now? Because I can change position, of course. Let me know, please. Kiki says, cooking with Ali video, be cool. Ali, my husband, he's a chef. I don't know if we'll ever make a video like that, because he cooks professionally and I don't. And I cook at home all the time and he doesn't. He never cooks at home. And we have very different approaches to the world of cooking. So I don't know if it would be a good idea for our marriage to make a video like that. No, I'm joking. You say you can see me. You can see my face, no problem. Okay, can see face well. Thank you, Alke. Okay, good. I thought, because I'm not able to see the screen very much right now because there is too much light, so it just reflects everything. Owen Meyer, may I ask the name of Ali's restaurant, if that's okay? Yeah, that's okay. It's called C&B Restaurant. It's on 7th Street and Avenue B, right at the corner of Tonkin Square Park, here in this village. John Manzo, make sure you're wearing sunscreen. You know, I almost brought sunscreen with me today here, and in the end I didn't, because I thought it would have been cloudy all day. So I burned myself already a couple of times this summer, so if I do a third time, whatever. Don't take my example though, it's very bad. I'm a strong believer in sunscreen. I don't know, it was so stupid not to bring it. Let me see other questions. You can see the cat? Stephanie wrote that you can see the cat. Stefano Ripa asks, what's your favorite aspect about traveling? So I'm gonna answer to that in a moment. Have you ever made a travel vlog of Greece? No. I've been to Greece so many times, never made a travel vlog. Okay. Bella Ross says, I think I have a lot to learn about vlogging and live streaming. Thanks to you, Mary Jane. Bella, if you want other suggestions and advices, please text me privately, send me an email. I would be more than happy to help you, because God knows how much help I would have needed in my first year of vlogging, and I had nobody to ask to. Okay, so I have the question about what I like about traveling, and another question if I follow Italian YouTubers, which ones? I'm gonna answer to the latter first. So, Italian YouTubers. I would like to share. I actually started in these last few months to watch a lot of Italian YouTubers, which was a new thing for me. I discovered that there are great YouTubers out there in Italy, and I love to see that. And I would love to share them with you, because I made a video about my favorite some of my favorite YouTubers, also a quarantine video for you guys. You can find it. But I didn't include any Italian ones because I have an international audience, and these Italian YouTubers that I know, they speak in Italian. So I'm gonna mention a couple here in case you are able to speak Italian, or maybe you speak Spanish so you can understand something, or you just want to check them out. I would say my favorite Italian YouTuber at the moment, which is overall, because I don't know that many, is called Omero. And I suggest you to check out his channel even if you don't understand Italian, if you like mountains and outdoor adventures, because he's from Padua, which is a city where I spent 5 entire years of my life. So it's a second home for me. It's in the Veneto region of Italy, also in the north. And he makes videos about his bike trips, walking trips, and by walking trips I mean walking the entire Italy, spending 2-3 weeks just walking, traveling by walking, which is so fascinating to me. And hiking on the Alps, which are amazing. His videos about hiking on the Alps, oh my god, they make me so nostalgic. So lately I stopped watching his channel for my mental health, because I feel too nostalgic about those landscapes. But I had Omero, it's called Omero, okay? Please check it out. Another channel that I like a lot is Pietro Franzese. Pietro is a small YouTuber that I discovered because he contacted me first during the pandemic, actually, because of my ultimate guide for biking in New York City, because he has a biking channel as well. He comes from Milan, also in the north of Italy, and he makes bike trips videos, very good ones. He's improving his channel a lot, because he's still at the not the beginning stages, but he has a smaller channel. But I really like the type of content that he makes, and especially the message that he wants to spread is a message of attention to sustainability. So biking in that sense. And also, okay, he's famous because he does bike tours of multiple days around Italy and Europe in fixed gear. Not kidding, guys. He goes around even on mountains in fixed gear. He's crazy. This was Pietro Franzese. If some Italian can write a comment so you get the right spelling. And last channel, Italian channel that I discovered yesterday, I think. It's called, I think, Pedalando per l'Italia. It's a very small channel, which I love because I love suggesting smaller channels because they need that extra help that the YouTube algorithm doesn't give them. It's this guy from Emilia-Romagna, from I think around Rimini, so on the Adriatic coast of Emilia-Romagna. He is a volunteer of Protezione Civile, of the civil protection in his town, and he decided to do a tour of the entire Italy with a cargo bike. he does, I think he just started doing YouTube, but he does very good vlogs. They're very simple, but they're very, like, I like the rhythm. They're never boring. It's a good mix of adventure and landscapes and monuments and stuff like that. So if you want to see more of Italy, you could check out his channel. I think it's called Pedalando per l'Italia, all in one word. Any Italian in the chat, please write it down. Yes, exactly. Stefano, exactly. Pedalando per l'Italia. John W. Hello, John W. Welcome. Would you do some videos in upstate New York? It would be beautiful to see the autumn foliage and views there. Yes, they are definitely coming, even probably before the foliage starts to appear, the autumn foliage. I'm gonna make videos in upstate New York. 18-wheeler. Will you and your husband go on a road trip? No. To answer you very briefly, no. Because yeah, my husband is the owner, chef, manager, cook, handyman, register, barista, plumber of his restaurant, and he doesn't really have time to travel. I mean, it's not like, oh, I forgot, he's a baker now. Because during the pandemic, he turned the seating area of his restaurant in a bakery. So he works during the night now as well. So he cannot leave New York City for more than 24 hours, let's say, because he still needs to bake bread. Garax, good night, Mary Jane. It's 4 a.m. in Melbourne. Wow. Hello there in Melbourne. Oh my God. By the way, I will send you some cool Bengali street food recipes. Thank you. I would actually like to start making some recipes from all over the world in my cooking videos. I don't know if you would appreciate that, because so many people ask me to show the Italian cooking. The problem is that cooking Italian without the right Italian ingredients is very hard. And although you might think that you can find Italian ingredients here because they are imported and because the produce is similar, the produce is terrible here. It's not. It's very different than the Italian produce. So yeah, and the imported products, they are not the same as well, because the American regulation is different, American food regulation. So very often you find, I can make the example of prosciutto. The prosciutto that you can taste in the United States, it's not the same as the one that you have in Italy, because they have different food regulations. So even if the producer is Italian, they have a production for Europe and a production for United States, because they want different things. Stephanie Ripa, MJ, you forgot to answer my question. It was about what I like about traveling. Thank you. I hope it was your question. About traveling, I like the connection with people. One thing. And especially more in general, maybe even more, I like the fact that it gives you a different perspective than the one that you usually have. So when I started traveling, aside of the usual, trips with the school, trips with the family, when you go on holiday for 2 weeks and then you go home and you stay in hotels and stuff, when I started really traveling, staying with locals, I discovered that there are so many different ways of living, different habits that you can have, different ways of thinking, different ways of intending the world around you, different ways of intending the food, different ways of intending bureaucracy, politics. When we just stay in the country where we grew up, it's hard to see things from another perspective. it's not impossible, but it's very hard. And I was doing it already because I was studying, you know, philosophy and reading books and stuff. So those are things that allow you to see things from a different perspective. What traveling makes different is that it takes this different perspective thinking and it brings it, escalates it. It brings it to another level. Like, you learn so much when you travel being in contact with locals, and so much faster also. That's what okay, I hope Stephanie, I don't care to be a tourist when I travel. I like to blend with the locals as much as possible. Exactly, that's exactly my way of traveling. And it's not something that's good for me, it's also something that is good for the local population, because you can see now in this era of mass tourism, the tourists that go there and be tourists, like and behave very different than locals, they end up making damages to the local culture, local economy, and local society. So yeah, that's it to answer. I hope I answered to that question. Do I have other questions that I forgot? Because I'm about to end this live stream, I think. The time flies when I do this live stream. It's already almost 2 hours. It's incredible. Question, very important. Is time for a kiss in the chat? Time for a kiss. She or he was in the chat in my live stream last week and was making super chats, asking me questions, very interesting questions, which I enjoyed very much. And then I missed one. So she or he made a question and I didn't answer in the live stream. So when I went to rewatch the live chat the day after, I noticed this. And Stephanie, I saw also that you were trying to tell me, but I was just in one of my usual monologues, I guess, and I didn't notice. So I would like to answer to the question now, if she or he is in the chat. Vega, hi in Bulgaria there. Oh, wow. I have one of my subscribers who is from Bulgaria, and he recently commented on one of my videos with a series of links of beautiful videos of Bulgaria. They were like drone shot videos and stuff like that. So amazing. I can't wait to visit Bulgaria, guys. So I was saying, let's finish the story of my channel from the 10Ks to the 20K subscribers. So I had to find ways to rethink my channel, right? Because I couldn't make travel videos anymore. So I started doing these cooking videos, which were sort of entertaining videos. And then there it is. All started with a thank you note to my patrons, which is a video that only my patrons can see on my Patreon page. That thank you note was because, thanks to their contribution and their financial support, I was able to buy a GoPro and related accessories so that I could finally shoot my first biking video, which was, you can see, GoPro Hero 8 testing. Not my best biking video, by the way. Check out the latest ones, are the better. And that GoPro that I bought started a whole new chapter of my channel, which is the one that includes my famous biking videos around New York City, which is my new way of traveling, which I really, really love, actually, because it's very much environmentally conscious, sustainable, and also cautious about the local population, as I was telling you earlier. So this is another one of those messages that I really want to spread in my channel. Travel more by bicycle. It's so beautiful. It's a way of traveling that it's slow enough to let you really see the place that you are visiting. And also you have to make breaks once from time to time in several different towns and cities, and that allows you to connect with locals, because you go to the local to the local cafe, to the local grocery store, and people see you with the bicycle and see that you have maybe a big backpack, and they are gonna ask you, because they're gonna be curious, what are you doing? And then that's a good way to start a conversation. I actually wanted, this is something that I've never said publicly before. I thought a lot about making multiple day trips this summer in this area, maybe New York State, Long Island, upstate. I thought about that a lot. I spent a lot of hours researching about gear that would have allowed me to do that. Maybe, a tent to sleep at night. In the end, I didn't feel comfortable enough doing them, because it would have meant sleeping outside in my tent alone in places that, if I were in Europe, in any country in Europe, I would have done it 100%. But I feel like I don't know the American mentality well enough yet to do something like that, to do such an experiment. So I ended up not doing it. But I kept doing these daily trips here around the area, which you seem to enjoy very much. So I'm very happy about that. I also, this is the last topic that I want to talk about regarding the recent developing of my channel. I started making videos that are where I talk about social related issues or environmental issues. And these are really the videos that perform worst for my channel. They get the least views, and but they are also the videos that make me most proud. They are the videos that I care most about doing, because they really allow me to spread messages that I really believe in directly. So I kind of give messages that I care about in my vlogs, but in this type of social content videos, I can really address the topic directly. And I encourage you to go watch them. I made a trilogy about COVID and environment, how COVID is impacting and will probably impact the environment. You can check it out if you go on the main page of my channel. I put them right on top because I want people to watch them. And lately I made a video about this beautiful social initiative here in New York City that a couple of my friends here in the East Village started during the pandemic. They started just making food for people who cannot afford food anymore because they lost their job due to the pandemic and stuff like that. So I really suggest you to go watch this last video and the trilogy about COVID and environment. They are the most important videos that I have on my channel, honestly, and they are the least watched because I guess people they're less entertaining and more, reflective, and people like more to be entertained than think about serious things, I guess. Also, they are videos that, especially the ones about the environment, they kind of damage my channel as well in some regards. Some people unsubscribe from my channel because of those videos, and I had quite a few patrons who canceled their subscription right after I published those videos. So I guess they unsubscribed because of those videos. So these videos are costing me subscribers, are costing me money, are costing me, and they are the ones that cost me most of the times to make them, because there are so much research behind them, but they are the ones that I'm most proud of, and they are the ones that, you know, in 10 years when I'm gonna look back at my channel, I'm gonna be happy about having made them. Okay, that's it. The history of my channel in these last 9 months, when I passed from 10,000 subscribers to 20,000. Let's see another couple of questions. Ask me anything you want at this point, because they are the last ones, and then I'm gonna close this live stream. Enes, hi from Turkey. Are you planning to visit Istanbul again in the future? Congrats. I hope so. I said I'm not making travel plans because of the current situation. I take my life one step at a time, and I think I try to focus on my present life rather than making plans for the future. So let's see what the future reserves. I hope I will go back to Istanbul. Goodbye, Gigi. Gigi's going. Abraham, where will you be in 10 years? Again, I don't know. I hope I will be happy as much as I'm happy right now. That's all I can wish for my future self. Goodbye, Johnny Crash. I love that you're talking with each other in the chat. I really like that. I love when my subscribers meet each other thanks to my channel. John Manzo, that last video, brilliant. Thank you, John. I think that too, and not about the video. I think that it's brilliant because of, you know, what I'm showing in the video. John W, how about biking in New Jersey also? Good question. Well, biking in New Jersey, at least for me, means going to the other side of George Washington Bridge here in New York City, which means going to a very hilly area. And I'm afraid that I'm not good enough, in good shape enough to be able to bike the Palisades. That's my problem with biking in New Jersey. I've thought about it the entire summer, but I don't know if I'm ready physically. Bella Ross, I walk a lot, not a great biker. Last time in New York City, walk around 28 miles a day? Wow, that's impressive, congratulations. And again, that's a great way to travel as well. In Europe, you know, it's a very common way to travel, honestly. Very common relatively to the alternatives way of traveling, of course. There are people who just, you know, pack some few essential clothes and toiletries in their backpack, wear an extremely comfortable pair of shoes and start walking. And, you know, they walk like 20, 30, 40, 50 kilometers per day, and then they stop in hostels or Airbnbs or hotels, it depends, and they do so every day. And honestly, I've never done a trip like that, but who has done it says that it was a life-changing experience, especially for the people that they met along the way. Maria F, I am one of your newer followers on YouTube, and I just wanted to say congrats on 20K. Thank you very much, Maria, and welcome to my channel. Elisa52, super chat, €5.50. Thank you very much, Elisa52. I missed your super chat. Thank you, I appreciate it. I love to read. I'm reading all your comments where you communicate with each other, and I love to do that. But I shouldn't probably. I can do it later when I'm not on the live stream anymore. Okay. I think that's it for today, guys. Right? Philip Metialin. Europeans work a lot, that's why their obesity rate is much lower. I wouldn't say that's the only reason or the main reason. I think the main reason is the better quality of food and the healthier food habits. But it's certainly a factor, the fact that because the spaces are shorter, the distances are shorter, so we are more able to walk from one place to the other than in America. America is such a huge continent. Hello there in Russian. Oh my God, you have a name in Cyrillic. Let me try and read it. Is it Dmitry? Korov? I don't remember how to read Cyrillic. I used to be able a little bit. Thank you, whoever you are. 100 rubles. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank to you for being here. Thank you for also supporting this channel. I am so sorry I wasn't able to read the names of my patrons. I'm a bit pissed because of that. But to all my patrons, I want to give a special thank you because you allow me to keep growing my channel and keep going and improve my videos. Thank you everyone who participated to this live stream. I kiss you all, and a big hug from New York City here, Manhattan, from this rooftop. I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Have a good weekend, you all.